Hello, I'm Karen Festa. The tools and resources we will be looking at in this 4th grade lesson sample are wonderopolis.org, poplet.com, a verbal or writing frame, and a list of Tier 3 vocabulary definitions. The 4th grade ELA Common Core State Standards we will be looking at are RI 4.2, determine the main idea of a text and explain how it is supported by key details, summarize the text. W 4.2, write informative explanatory texts to examine a topic and convey ideas and information clearly. And SL 4.4, report on a topic or text, tell a story or recount an experience in an organized manner using appropriate facts and relevant descriptive details to support main ideas or themes. Speak clearly at an understandable pace. I'm wondering, how big is the biggest whale? Well, we are going to read some text and watch a video that will help us gather information about how big is the biggest whale. Some Tier 3 vocabulary words that we will see in our text are massive, which means very large and heavy, contributor, to help to cause something to happen, zero gravity. Oh, wait, there's no definition for that one. You know what? I think we're going to have to read our text and maybe we can come up with a definition together. As well as mammal, a type of warm-blooded animal that feeds milk to its young. So I would have this printed out for my students and I would have this sheet available for them to use while reading the text and provide them an opportunity to fill in the definition for zero gravity by gathering information from the text. Today's resource and text comes from wonderopolis.org. You can see our focus question is at the top. How big is the biggest whale? There's also a link to a video on this website, but I'm going to watch the video after we read the text because perhaps we can gather more information to enhance our learning after we read the text. Blue whales are the largest animal ever known to have lived, even larger than the dinosaurs who once roamed the earth. In fact, the longest blue whale ever measured was 111 feet long, approximately the length of 3 school buses parked end to end. I'm going to take a look at that paragraph. There was a lot of information. So the largest animal ever known to have lived was a blue whale, even larger than the dinosaurs who once roamed the earth. That's amazing! In fact, the longest blue whale ever measured was 111 feet long, approximately the length of 3 school buses parked end to end. I wonder how big that is. What does that look like? Oh, I just happen to have a picture. There it is. That's what it looks like. A blue whale is that long? Scientists have determined 2 causes for the blue whale's massive size. Refer to your sheet if you need to know what massive means. First, the blue whale lives in the ocean. Since the ocean covers more than 70% of the Earth's surface, whales have plenty of room to grow and swim. Another contributor to the blue whale's size is a phenomenon called zero gravity. If you've ever noticed that feeling of being weightless as you float in a swimming pool, you've experienced zero gravity too. Zero gravity. By rereading the text, I'm going to have to say that the definition of zero gravity might be the feeling of being weightless. Unlike humans, the blue whale does not rely on its skeleton to support its huge body. Instead, the whale relies on zero gravity, so weightlessness, and buoyancy, cheerfulness that bubbles to the surface, to keep its body afloat. Despite its huge size, the blue whale's diet consists of almost entirely krill, small shrimp-like crustaceans. So krill is small shrimp-like crustaceans. The whale gathers thousands of krill at a time by sucking enormous mouthfuls of seawater through a special mouth filter called a baleen. As the whale closes its mouth, seawater is flushed out, leaving krill and small fish behind for the whale to swallow. So it might look like it's eating or drinking all of the water, but this special mouth filter called a baleen filters out all of the water and leaves all the food in the whale's mouth to eat. Coming across such a giant creature in the ocean may seem scary, but blue whales are harmless to humans. In fact, they even have some things in common with us. What? Blue whales are warm-blooded mammals. Unlike fish, they must breathe air. Research also indicates that blue whales are highly social and very intelligent. Oh, obviously must be like us then. They even have their own form of language used to communicate with other whales. Here are some other fun facts about blue whales. The heart of an adult blue whale is the largest of any mammal. The blue whale heart can weigh up to 1,300 pounds and is the size of a Volkswagen Beetle. Wow. The tongue of an adult blue whale is approximately the same weight as an adult elephant. What about the baby blue whales? Here are some fun facts about blue whales' little ones. At birth, a blue whale calf is about the size of a hippopotamus. A baby whale can drink up to 100 gallons of milk every day during its first 7 months of life. With that kind of diet, it should come as no surprise that a baby whale can gain up to 200 pounds a day. So I would also have this text printed out for the students to read, reread, annotate if they'd like, underline or highlight some key information. I'm going to show a little clip of the video. I've started it at about almost the 2-minute mark because the first 2 minutes was kind of a brief intro and I just wanted to get to the gist of what the blue whale actually looks like. So you can see in the beginning there's the krill. That's what krill looks like as it's swimming around in the ocean. So if there's a big massive pod of krill, I wonder if there is a blue whale somewhere in sight. Wow, there it is. Look at the size of its mouth. Is that the baleen? Oh, looks like he's got his mouth open. He's gonna eat him. Look how he flips upside down. My gosh, look at all the water that he just drank. But now it's going to be filtered through its baleen so he can just eat the krill. Look at that. It's amazing. That's huge. Look at how long it is. Definitely looks like 3 school buses long. Oh, finally got to its tail. Biggest animal, the blue whale. Wow. That's amazing. Now we're going to organize our thinking using Poplet, which is also an interactive bubble map. You can see our focus question is up at the top. How big is the biggest whale? Our main idea is in the middle, and I put an image. You can add images onto your popples. You can add text. You can also import video. You can change the size of your bubbles. You can color code it. You can go about as crazy as you want, and I love it. Okay, so our main idea, the biggest whale is the blue whale. I also have a popple with a YouTube link which shows another video of the blue whale. And let's add some more details about the biggest whale. As you can see, I added a couple popples to our poplet under the topic, how big is the biggest whale? I put that under the biggest whale is the blue whale. It's the largest animal to ever have lived. The longest blue whale was 111 feet long. And to add to that, I wanted to add that because they live in the ocean, they have plenty of room to grow, and scientists think that is one reason why. Another reason scientists think is also and zero gravity keeps whales afloat so that their weight doesn't carry them down. I just added the heart in an adult blue whale is the largest of any mammal, and to elaborate, it can weigh 1,300 pounds, which is the size of a VW beetle. When I was going through this, trying to think about what to add to my thinking map, I really made sure to go back to our focus question: how big is the biggest whale? And you know, it had facts and information about what they eat and things like that, which I'm sure can enhance the students' speaking or writing, but I really wanted to go back to the size of the biggest whale, so I kept having to refer back to that. So if you teach this as a lesson, just make sure you constantly revisit the focus question with the kids just to keep them on task. And the last bubble that I'm going to add, let me just put it over here and resize it, is that the blue whale is the largest animal, even larger than a dinosaur. The blue whale is the largest animal, even larger than a dinosaur. Excellent. So over to my left, I have my verbal frame if you want to use the speaking and listening standard, or it can also be used as a writing frame. Sometimes it's nice to have a frame for the kids to use, especially those who have goals in communication or weaknesses in communication and or writing. It kind of helps frame their thinking, but by no means do they need to use it or use exactly what is stated in there. So I'm just going to use it for an example. Our focus was how big is the biggest whale, and I can say the biggest whale is the blue whale. The blue whale is the largest animal to ever have lived. Also, the longest blue whale was 111 feet long, and because they live in the ocean, they have plenty of room to grow. Also, zero gravity keeps whales afloat. In addition, the heart of an adult blue whale is the largest of any mammal. For example, it can weigh 1,300 pounds, which is the size of a Volkswagen Beetle. In conclusion, the blue whale is the largest animal, even larger than a dinosaur. So that's just an example of one way that you can kind of read the popple. Sometimes what I like to do is I like to color code my popples. Students can color code it for each. You can have, you know, the topic to be one color, maybe dark blue. You can have one detail, one color, your second detail, another color, as well as elaboration, a different color, things like that. You can just kind of let the kids be independent and use it how they see best fit. So just to recap, these are the CCSS which we touched upon. I have highlighted them for you. So it's up to you if you wanted the students to use a verbal frame prior to writing. Sometimes I like to do that. Or they could just use a verbal frame to speak their ideas as a speaking and listening standard. Or you can have students actually write out their thoughts using that Common Core standard for writing. Thank you so much. I was so excited to present to you today, and I appreciate your thoughts and feedback. Feel free to contact me via Twitter or email.